Good morning, children. How are you today? Welcome to online learning. Today on ICT, we would start a new topic, which is working with tables in Microsoft Word. Last week, we learned how to design quantitative exercises, and then I taught you how to use some shapes to design quantitative exercise in Microsoft Excel. Today we are going to, sorry, Microsoft Word. But today we are going to take it further by learning how to work with tables in Microsoft Word. So if you missed out of last week's class, you can just go to our YouTube channel or probably ask your teacher for the previous video and then watch the lesson. Okay, so before we go further in this class, I'd like to quickly share the learning objective with you. Okay, so what are the learning objectives? Now, these are what you're expected to be able to do at the end of this class. At the end of this class, pupils are expected to be able to explain the uses of table in Microsoft Word. Pupils are also expected to be able to insert table in Microsoft Word. Pupils are expected to be able to use text direction and cell merge in Microsoft Word, and you should be able to design a comprehensive timetable in Microsoft Word after this class. Okay, so let's just move straight up to work. So creating table using Microsoft Word. Now, table in Microsoft Word help us to create duty rosters, class timetable, homework, and every other things, basically like rosters. So it works with tables of rows and columns. So if you're the essence of working with table in Microsoft Word is so that you'll be able to organize your data properly, so that you'll be able to organize your data in a well structured manner. So we'll start by learning how to insert table in Microsoft Word. The first thing is that you locate and left click the insert menu. Okay, first thing is we launch the Microsoft Word application. And how do we launch the Microsoft Word application? Very simple. You go to your start button, locate all programs, then locate Microsoft Word. Now, the next thing is how to insert a table in Microsoft Word. So the first thing you need to do is to locate and left click the insert menu. You locate and left click the insert menu in the menu bar. You locate and left click table. You locate and left click insert table, and then you specify the number of rows and column. Now, what is the next thing? Now, the next thing is, okay, let me go back. I think we missed something here. Okay, so that's the next thing. The next thing basically is a table. Now, you can see this table is represented in rows and columns. So you can see the column. You can see the columns. There's column 1, there's column 2, there's column 3, there's column 4, there's column 5. And then you can see the rows numbered: row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, row 6. So basically, if you're going to be working with table in Microsoft Word, you need to specify the number of rows and columns that you want to use in your work. So we have done that here. So now the next thing is we are going to learn how to merge, cell in a table. Now, merging cell is more like joining two or more, boxes together, joining two or more boxes together in a table. The first thing is you need to highlight the area of the table that you want to merge. Then step 2, you need to right click on the areas that you have highlighted, and then step 3, you need to locate and left click merge cell to merge the highlighted area. Okay, so how to insert text direction in a table. Now, text direction is just a way of positioning your text to appear in a different way from the other information in the table. Most times people use text direction to write timetable, break time, write break time in timetable. Basically, I'm going to show you all of this, after explaining this. Okay, so the next thing is, if you want to you want to insert text direction, you locate and highlight the area of the table to be affected. You right click on the area highlighted to show a drop down box, then you locate and left click text direction. Now basically you would also have to select the orientation and click OK. Now look at this timetable. This is a good example of a timetable. You can see where you have break time. The cell was you can see where we have break time. What I did was that I used text direction. So text direction effect is the reason why my break time is showing in a different position compared to the other write up. Then you can see on Friday where we have mathematics, you can see that I joined period 1 and period 2 together. That is merge cell. I did that also on Thursday where we have sport. I merged sport together. That is in period 3 and period 4. Okay, so let's move to the next thing here. So the next thing we want to do here is let's work together. So I'm going to launch my Microsoft Word application. Like I told you, locate and left click start and then type Word, and then it will show the Word application. Then you can left click blank document and open the page. So now I like to insert my table. So first thing, I could just increase the size of my font and the font size. I can also change to center alignment. Okay, so the next thing I want to do, I have just bolded it and added title. So that's the timetable. You can do this already. So the next thing is to now reduce my font size to 11. Then I'm going to insert a table right now. So I go to and locate and left click insert. I would specify the number of rows and columns just by doing it this way, or I will just go to insert table and then I'll specify the number of rows and columns. So here I want to use 6 columns and 6 rows, and I will select OK. So you can see I have inserted my table. Now the next thing I want to do right now is to now add content to it. So I'll just type days of the week, then I'll type period here, period 1, period 2, period 3, and then period 4. I left that place blank because I want to use it for the break time, so I'm going to merge that area. So next thing, I'm just going to type days of the week, Mondays. I'm going to type Tuesday. I'm going to type Wednesday, Thursday. So you just go ahead. So while I'm doing this, please, if you can get your computer system and do the same thing, it will be easier for you. But if you don't want to do that, you can just watch this video, then later get your computer system and practice this. But you'd have to pause my video over and over again. So I want to merge this cell right now. The first thing I will do is to highlight the whole area. Then I would locate merge cell. I will locate merge cell. I'll locate merge cell. Let me take that again so that you can see. So I would highlight the whole area here. Then I would right click on that highlighted area. Then you can see me locate merge cell. So you can see that the cell has been merged. The next thing is I want to merge the Friday first and second period. You see I've merged it. Then Thursday, I'm going to do the same thing on Thursday. I'm going to merge the third and fourth period. So but what I want to do here is the text direction. So I'll type break time and then highlight. Then I'll make a center alignment. I can change the size to 10. I can also apply both to it. Now I highlight it, I'll go to text direction, then I'll select text direction. I want it in this orientation, so you can select any of these orientation here. Then I'm done. I can just drag this table. First I can bold it. I need to reduce the size of the box here. Yes. Okay, so I'm just trying to reduce the size of the table. So you can see all I am doing here is to ensure that my table is properly organized. Now on your own, this is what I want you to do. You can see I've created the table already, so you go ahead to create that same table, but you would now fill in the remaining information. So let's assume this is your home learning timetable. You have period 1 to 4, and then you have break time, and your lessons is between Mondays and Fridays. So try and enter the subject you do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Basically, this will just help you to organize your activity. So I know that you are currently engaged in the school online learning. So please use this lesson to design your online learning timetable, and then we would discuss that in our next class. I hope you enjoy this class. If there's any part you miss, you can just rewind this video and then watch it again. Thank you so much and have a great day. We see next week. Bye.